These easy air fryer donuts are absolutely incredible. I made my first batch last Sunday and genuinely could not believe they came from an air fryer. Soft, golden, with a classic glaze that shatters perfectly and only 3 minutes of cooking time. These are honestly as good as Krispy Kreme. To make these air fryer donuts, measure half a cup or 120 milliliters of milk. Then add 1/3 stick or 40 grams of melted butter. Then add 1 egg. And then add 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And then add 3 tablespoons of sugar and give all the ingredients a good mix. Next, take a separate bowl and sieve in 2 cups plus 3 tablespoons or 280 grams of flour. I use plain old all-purpose flour for these donuts, but bread flour is good too if you like them a bit chewier. Sieving breaks up all the flour clumps and adds air, giving you much lighter, fluffier donuts in the end. But do not worry, this recipe is pretty forgiving for beginners. Now, add 1 packet or 7 grams of yeast. And then add half a teaspoon of salt to your flour mixture. Give the flour a good mix so the yeast gets spread out all through the flour. Next, pour in the wet ingredients we mixed before and start mixing everything together. The dough will look a bit sticky at first, as you can see in the video here, but that is totally normal, so do not worry or add more flour right away. Once it starts to form more like a dough, I like to use my hands because it makes it so much easier to get everything mixed in. I just get my hands a little floury and start squishing and folding the dough over and over. Keep kneading until the dough feels smooth and stretchy, usually about 5 minutes of working it with your hands. Then form the dough into a nice round ball shape. Next, take a clean bowl and rub a bit of cooking oil in the bottom of the bowl and place the dough in the bowl. Cover the bowl with plastic wrap and leave it in a warm spot for about 2 hours. The dough needs this time to rise and double in size. Once the dough has doubled in size and looks all nice and puffy and full of air, you will need to gently punch it down to release all those air bubbles that form during rising. Then put the dough on a lightly floured surface. I like to use my hands to flatten it out a bit before using a rolling pin. Roll the dough between 1/2 inch and 1 inch thick. This thickness is perfect for air fryer donuts. Then use a donut cutter, which I could not find, so I used this drinking glass instead to make round shapes, and then I just made the holes in the middle. Use the leftover dough again to make more donuts until all the dough is all used up. Next, place all the donuts on a flour-covered parchment paper so they can be easily removed later. Brush them with a little melted butter. This gives them a nicer color when cooking and adds flavor. Then cover them loosely with a clean kitchen towel and leave them to rise for about 40 minutes in a warm spot until they look puffy again. Now, preheat the air fryer to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and brush the air fryer basket with some butter or spray with some oil. Carefully place the donuts in the air fryer basket, leaving some space between them. I can usually fit about 4 donuts at a time, depending on their size. Air fry the donuts at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for exactly 3 minutes. They cook really fast in the air fryer, so keep an eye on them. To make the frosting, mix together 2 cups or 250 grams of powdered sugar, 2/3 stick, or 75 grams of melted butter, 3 to 4 tablespoons of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Stir everything until smooth and no lumps remain. The perfect glaze should be thick enough to coat the back of a spoon, but still runny enough to drip off slowly. Drop the donuts in the glaze while they are still warm, but not hot, and flip them around a few times to make sure they get nicely coated all over, and place them on a wire rack. Yum! These air fryer donuts are soft and pillowy inside with that perfect sweet glaze on top. They have that classic donut taste, but are so easy to make. The glaze sets with a beautiful crackle that gives them a professional finish. Perfect with your morning coffee or as an afternoon treat. If you like baking in your air fryer, then check out also this amazing air fryer brownie recipe here. It is super easy to make and only takes 20 minutes from start to finish. Check it out now.